And we're live. Waffleboard breaks. How is everybody doing? Hope your day is going well. Hope your playoffs are going well. Obviously, the Bolts are now a game from being eliminated. So tomorrow night, Game 6 in Montreal. They have to win to go back to Tampa for Game 7. I'm not feeling very confident at this point in time. I was looking at it. If Tampa was going to the finals, they have to beat, what in my estimation, the three best teams in hockey. Not counting obviously Colorado, I think is a step above everybody. But obviously with their season they've had. But I still think the three best teams in the East are Carolina, Buffalo, and Montreal. So if Tampa wants to get to the finals, they got to take out Montreal in round one. They got to take away Buffalo in round two, and then they would probably face Carolina in the championship series before they get to the finals, where they'll most likely run into Colorado at this point in time, unless we'll see who comes out of this Minnesota Dallas series. 2-2 in the third, going to the third. Obviously, Dallas is down 3-2. Hopefully, looking to win and send it back to Dallas. Similar to what Tampa's doing. Tampa needs to win in Montreal, send it home for Game 7. It's a tough road. I said I said I watch a lot of Eastern Conference hockey all year long, and I always felt that Buffalo, Carolina, and Montreal were the three best teams. Tampa got real hot for a while before the break, but since the break, they've been ass. They haven't been like a terrible team, but they lost all their momentum. Obviously, having no Edmund most of the year, even though he wasn't really lighting it up, but his presence on the back line is essential. You can't have them. He was 2-2 yesterday, going into the beginning of the third, and then Vasilevsky gets up an absolutely awful goal. I'm like I said, your season comes down to one goal. That could be the one that could be the nail in the coffin, because 2-2. I mean, they were down 1-0. They're now down 2-1. You know, they tied it and gave a goal 11 seconds later. And then they managed to come back and tie it again. But, I mean, going to the third period, you can't, at home ice, you can't give up the goal. It was a garbage goal. It wasn't a bad change. It was a long pass from the Montreal zone to the far wing. He took a step into the zone and shot off his glove. I mean, come on. It was absolute garbage. No screen, no tip. I mean, Vasilevsky can't give that up. So hopefully I'm not cutting in and out. Maybe I'm sitting a little too far away from the mic. You hear me now, Thomas? Like I said, I was quite unhappy with Tampa's performance last night. I mean, you give up a goal 3 minutes in. I mean, like I said, Vasilevsky is a future Hall of Famer. Obviously, Conn Smythe Trophy winner. Obviously, Vezina Trophy winner. Probably win Vezina this year. But yes, watch. I mean, you got to count your goalie. Sometimes has to be your best player, and you have a chance to put Carolina down 3-2, going back to Montreal. I mean, he gives them a goal 3 minutes in, and then even when they tied 11 seconds later, I mean, it wasn't all Vasi's fault. It was a terrible defensive play. Gonçalves trying to get back on defense, and Kirby Dach just overpowered him to the front of the goal, and obviously the Vasi tried to stick check it, and it went to Kirby Dach's boot, and he kicked it to his forehand and buried it. So, buffering. We're getting some buffering. So, I mean, that was unfortunate for Tampa. But then they came back and they tied it. Obviously, you tied it. You get the momentum, going to the third. And then right in the beginning of the third, come on. Like, you never wanted to have to come down to that. But, I mean, sometimes it does. Sometimes it does. And with the way that the road is set, you don't want to give it up until you don't want to give up hope until you're officially eliminated. But now they got there it is. Okay, so yeah, just keep like I said, it looks to me like the stream is fine. I'm not seeing any errors, no trouble on mine. Hopefully everybody's getting it clear. Hopefully, yeah. I said, if I have to restart, I will. But I'm getting no notes on my end that it's buffering, and the feed looks to be pretty good. My stream looks to be pretty good. If my internet was being wonky, it would tell me. But we'll see. Like I said, I want to get people to see if we want to show up for the break. Obviously, just one spot left. Cam Atkinson. I'm not going to make you guys take that, but If somebody wants Cam, we'll take that as a closer mojo. We haven't had a closer hit in a while. I mean, we're overdue for that, but we'll see. Like I said, I do have a couple runs where if we get hit one of the 3 boxes, I will make the other 2 boxes a unstated double box. Some of our older runs, obviously the late December and the January runs have 3 boxes. There it is. Larry B. Stepping in for the closer mojo. Taking the Cam Atkinson. Very good. Good luck, Larry. Obviously, that brings us, I think 11 people tonight. So pretty good crowd. Obviously, midweek stuff. Obviously, Big Al came back with the big hit on Tuesday. He's in with a ferocity tonight. So Big Al's looking to go back to back. I said I did I mail it? Oh, I mailed out Shirley Mike A's jersey today because he's not in midweek. Of course, I got CK's Zook, which he hit on the weekends. Gilmore went out. Obviously, I have Big Al's to mail out if he can hit again. He hit nice Drake Batherson, serial number 19 with the first goal inscription. He hit that on Tuesday. That is gone, and we've hit since the reload, we've hit 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6 out of 7 boxes have been the reload. We're now down to 11 reload boxes from the April reload, 10 still from March, then 5 from February, and then of course the 3 from January, and the 2 and 3 from the 2 December reloads. So we'll see if a new box comes, an old box comes. Just about 33% chance of a new box, a second to most recent box, and anything older. Obviously, with 2, 3, 3, and 5, there's still that's 12 boxes, 11 boxes, and is it 11, 12? Let me see what's 5, 13 boxes, 10 boxes, 11 boxes. So a little bit better than 1/3 chance of an older box coming out. Older is relatively, of course, January and February count is older at this point in time. Stuff's been coming in pretty nice. I'm excited. The jersey showed up yesterday. I can't wait to show it to you guys. It's the Washington Capitals Chandler Stevenson warm-up worn camo jersey, and actually has a SIG on it. You sometimes see those without the SIGs. Obviously, the players, they try to get the players to sign them, before they either give them away in auction or gift bags. I'm not sure how they distribute them. A lot of times they auction them off. But Chandler Stevenson has the paperwork from the Washington Capitals. Real cool. Obviously, he won 2 cups. Won a cup with the Caps, and then he went out to Vegas and he won a cup with Vegas before moving on to Seattle. So he's a good, hard-nosed player. Not a huge scorer, but he's been part of 2 cup teams. So he's performed in the playoffs when he's been there. So that's pretty cool. Like I said, you don't get a chance to run across the warm-up used jersey. So that's the first jersey I'm boxing up that's been worn by a player, which is obviously 664 boxes tonight. It's 644. We've given away about 600 and almost 70 total jerseys, and this is the first one we've given away that's actually been worn by a player. Of course, a lot of them have been touched by players in signings. Players have the jerseys more often than not in front of them, whether it's an official signing, whether it's a arena or practice arena, or a player appearance. But the majority of them haven't been worn by the players, so it's kind of cool during the skate around. They don't play in those jerseys, but they do wear them. Obviously, there's no numbered sleeve numbers, just the back number and the name, and of course, and then the autograph is a SIG on the I think the second number. I can't remember exactly where it is, but that's pretty cool. So, you lost me again. So yeah, hopefully you guys get me. Maybe that's your internet. Like I said, it looks looking clean on my end. I'm not getting any buffering signals or bad internet. So, like I said, the weather's been decent here. We've not been storming yet. Obviously, the clouds were yucky. They were bad. Used some storm yesterday, and it looks to be pretty good. But definitely refresh. Get in here. And then we got a couple people in here. Larry claimed the Cam Atkinson to close us. Anybody else is here? Like I said, we have a couple people on the screen. Looks like we are live. So if you lose me, let me know. But like I said, it looks like we are live. So 34 boxes tonight. That gets us down to 33 and 32 for Sunday. Of course, I'll end whatever hits tonight and get us ready for Sunday for the eBay double box. We got a couple more to go for the reload. Hopefully, I have enough for a full reload. Right now, we're not quite there yet. I have a couple I got to ship out to JSA. They've been done pretty good turnaround, but I'm waiting for one to arrive tomorrow. I don't know if I have 3 jerseys I want to ship out to them. 2 are headed for you guys, and then 1 is for myself. But yeah, hopefully they arrive. The delivery's been pretty good lately, but I've been outbid a couple times. Some battles from some jerseys, some good battles. A couple jerseys I was hoping to win for myself, and then swap out my PC item, but was not able to do it. There's been a lot of battles. Like I said, the market for jerseys, autographed jerseys, has definitely stepped up. Some of the stuff is a bit absurd price wise, but you said really the biggest problem right now is trying to get stuff shipped to you from Canada, because you're looking at like sometimes $30 additional shipping and customs fees. So it's painful to have to do that. Try to keep the stuff local to the States, but like I said, there's a lot of good stuff up in New Canada. So definitely sometimes you got to reach out and suck it up and pay for the import and the shipping from the Canadian stuff. But like I said, we got 2 good games on tonight. Stars and Wild in the 3rd, of course, and then we got about 12 minutes left in that game, and then of course we got the Oil and the Ducks. Ducks have the Oil on the ropes, looking to close them out. So hopefully the Stars and Wild, if they didn't get to overtime, we'll get to watching that for this, and then the 10 o'clock game, we can all watch that while I'm doing the post-break stuff. But I said I got some good stuff in the bin here. Not quite ready to reload, but we got a ways to go before we get there. Like I said, 35 boxes. Probably get about 10 or so before we get to the next reload. So a couple good weekends of double boxes, as well as the next couple of weeks of Facebook Club claim post. So other than that, like I said, let's get to going. Don't want you guys to wait around too long. Make sure the internet is working for everybody. Hopefully, Thomas, you got your good clean signal now, and we'll get going. The boxes on the table. Of course, we have 11 boxes on the shelves, and that leaves 23 still on the table in front of us. A nice big stack of 10, and then all right, is that 3, 5, 6 stack of 10, 8. And then 5. So the 5 oldest are there on the left. So good luck, everybody. Let's do it. Good luck. I cannot wait to see what comes out. Well, like I said, 6 out of 7 boxes have been a new run. We'll see if that continues or we reach into something older. So good luck, everybody. What's up? What's up, Daryl? Like I said, I watched your video. Ooh, saw some good stuff come out there. I know you grabbed 6 boxes from East Coast. Josh has a nice product. We know that. Seeing that Gordie Howe was real cool. And like I said, I loved all the jerseys that came out. Obviously, I have a couple of them already in the PC. I got a Carlson. Got to be an older box. Thomas is calling an older box. We'll see. We'll see if you guys want to make your more close predictions when the box number comes out. But yeah, like I said, it's there. It was nice to see those jerseys come out. So I'm looking forward to seeing them end up in your product, which is pretty cool. Obviously, the Gordie Howe's are going to be a big draw. I do have a Howe in my PC, but it'll always be nice. I don't know if I would switch out my Howe. Like I said, on my Howe, I think I got my Howe. He was still alive when I got my Howe. It's a Fanatics, but it's a white Fanatics. You don't see tons of the white Fanatics. The signature looks good on the red numbers, which is cool. But obviously, it shows up even better on the white numbers when you see it on the whites. Obviously, it looks like that. I imagine. I don't know if Josh had a signing himself or he's purchasing it from somebody else, but somebody must have gotten blank, just plain numbers signed Gordie, before he passed away. And then obviously they have COA and they're able to build jerseys at a later date. But he's had them not every series, but Josh gets Gordie in there probably every other or every third series into his product. So he has a decent amount. But yeah, like I said, the white, the white, I don't have. I'm trying to think of my Lidstrom is a red. My Zetterberg is a red. I don't know if I have any other white Detroit. I'm like I'd have to think from the PC. I know my Gordie is because that's one of the few nicer, older. Like I said, I've had it a long time, and that was a Fanatics. That was kind of when they first got the license, the Fanatics rep. It's not one of the pro. Obviously, it was long before Adidas had the pro contract at the time. But a Frozen Pond, I think mine might be a Frozen Pond as well. I'm going to look at it later. After we break, I'm going to check my Gordy and find out what the COA is. Frozen Pond must have had a signing session, and they probably have a decent collection of them. I don't know if they're still selling them. I haven't checked their website, but there's not tons of Gordys, and he's not signed anymore, and he's been dead quite some time. But Gordy is one of the biggest scorers, Mr. Hockey himself. It's always nice to see them come up in the boxes. So it's gonna be a nice draw for you. Like I said, you got a more localized, a lot of Canadian fans. People are gonna love seeing the Gordy in your boxes. So that's gonna be pretty cool. So and obviously, Big Al has the other. He has, I think he's got 16. He did 2 breaks, so he has 16 left from the series, and we've seen, I guess, 10 of the jerseys. So I think it's a 65 box series. So 55 names left for Big Al's last 16 boxes. So maybe you get over there and grab a spot. I know Jake Gensel Lightning is in there. I have a tough time grabbing that spot because I have 3 Gensel Pittsburgh jerseys. And like I said, I'm a big fan. He's going to be a Bolt for the next half decade. But like I said, I guess it'd be nice to get, if I was going to add a Lightning jersey, I think Gensel would probably be the one I added. But I'm in no rush to get to Gensel. But we'll see. Like I said, if that comes out, I said, I don't know. I wouldn't be upset if I missed it. But like I said, I do not have a Gensel Lightning. I got 3 Penguin ones. So we'll see how that goes. But good luck, everybody. Let's do it. I'm glad you guys are here live. Let's get it going. 1 box tonight. 1 in 34 box odds. Okay, it's the Sunday. Sunday's going to be fun. 1 in 33. 1 in 30. Oh, they added one. Minnesota. Who got the goal? I didn't see who got the. There was Minnesota. Who got the goal? Quinn. Quinn did the first one. Quinn got the third one. And Zook with the assist. The apple for Zook. I told you that Zook's been on fire. He had a goal the other night after CK hit him, and then he has assist tonight. Man, Zook's still showing in Minnesota. They're looking to close out the Stars, and then obviously there's going to be an amazing series with them against Colorado. I love the fact that Minnesota decided to go Wallstat. Said the future is now. Jesper is our man. They can make him the starting goalie. So we'll see how that goes. So good luck, everybody, tonight. Let's do it. Let's get my dice. Where's my dice and my list? Good luck, everybody. Here we go. And we know the drill. 5 or more, of course, for our die roll. And then, of course, the boxes in order still from our oldest 2, early December, late December. Then our January, February, of course, and then 10 from March, 10 from April, which we've worked out. We've hit 6 of the 17 so far in the last 7 boxes. So Thomas M's calling an older box. Maybe the new boxes keep coming, but let's see what we got. Good luck, everybody. 5 or more on our dice roll. We got 6. 6 times the list. I don't know if that's good or bad. Like I said, lots of rolls, a little bit of rolls, whatever it is. 6 times. Good luck, everybody. Let's see what we got. 34 boxes. 2, 3, 4, 5. And the box we're going to open up tonight. 1 in 34 box odds. Who's it going to shine on? Box number 65. 65. It's not a new box. It's not even a second oldest box. 65. 6 times. Box 65. Let's get this ready for Sunday. Box 65 goes away. Bingo. There we go. Box 65. Okay, how old their box? Thomas called it. Not old, but 65 is pretty old. Let me see what we got. 65. 65. 65. 65 is up there. 48, 59, 65. Okay. 89, 79, 76, 74, 65. Okay. There we go. Don't do too much moving. 65 it is. Doesn't affect our stacks. Keeping it up. Box 65. Oh, got some beauties. Got some beauties. Box 65. Okay. Okay. Oh boy. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. 65. Box 65. Box 65. This is a pretty good group. Cannot wait to see what comes out. Oh man, we got everything. Closer Mojo. We got Big Al looking to go back to back. This is a good batch. Box 65. Let's see what you got for us. Box 65 is Closer Mojo does exist. Cam Atkinson going to Larry V. Closer Mojo. Everybody in the room had a shot. There it is. $5 jersey. Cam Atkinson. Beautiful white Cam Atkinson. That's a Fanatics under wraps box. That's the card they include in there. Cam Atkinson, 89. Fanatics COA. Absolutely beautiful. We had a Cam Atkinson fan in the room. That's why I picked this up. I thought maybe that person would chase it. I don't know if they're a Jackets fan or Cam Atkinson, but I had a chance to grab this. There it is. Cam Atkinson, late to the show. He swoops in, grabs the Closer Mojo. You had him before, same thing, but there it is. 89, absolutely beautiful white Philadelphia Flyers Adidas jersey. Unbelievable. With the fight strap, of course, that is absolutely hysterical. Look how beautiful the white jersey is. Like, I'm not a Flyer fan, but their jersey, their white jersey is absolutely stunning. You don't see tons of them. Obviously, the orange number is not terrible for autos. A lot of times, obviously, the orange jerseys have the white numbers, but I mean, that black ink sig on the orange number looks unbelievable. On the white jersey, it's just an unbelievable jersey. Cam Atkinson, obviously, he bounced around a couple different stops. He was always a hardworking fan favorite wherever he ended up. And obviously, he played some time with Philadelphia. And Larry steps in with the Closer Mojo, the only spot left available. He made it his. Cam Atkinson. Congratulations, Larry, on the Closer Mojo. Very, very nice. I know you got them a couple times. Very, very nice. Here we go. Very nice. Oh, congratulations. Closer Mojo is real. We all know it is. It had gone a while since it happened. So I was thinking we were due for that. That's why I was like, whoever grabs Cam, maybe that's going to be the spot. So, and when I saw the box, I'm like, Closer Mojo exists. Bang, bang, there it is. So sorry, of course, for everybody that did not hit. Your odds are now even better. 1 in 33, 1 in 32 on Sunday. Oh, man, Closer Mojo, that is so funny. Like I said, I mean, and it was weird because it wasn't like we had 3 or 4 spots and everybody had Closer Mojo. It was one spot left. Larry says, I'll take that. Very nice. Congratulations. Love seeing that happen. Like I said, I don't root for the closer, but it's always nice when Closer Mojo pops up because it's impossible to deny. I've been in enough breaks as a breaker. I've been in enough breaks as a spot buyer. I've seen it happen. I mean, it's his real deal. So congratulations on the Cam. He is now gone. Like I said, it's a beautiful Flyers. Oh, speaking of which, maybe that's where the mojo came from. Like I said, I know, Thomas, you might appreciate that. I managed to track down a nice Bill Barber. Oh, licensed Bill Barbers you do not see. Bill Barber, legend, Stanley Cup champion with the Philadelphia Flyers in the 70s. Do not see Bill Barber's. Obviously, Bill Barber's not so much a goon. He was an actual monster. But he was the Broad Street bully. Nice to see the Bill Barber coming to the boxes soon. So, Flyer goes out. New Flyer will be coming back in. And obviously, Bill Barber's a legend as a flyer. You never see licensed Bill Barbers, so that's going to be cool to get in the boxes. He's never been in the boxes before. I see Bill Barber every day at search. A lot of custom stuff. Bill Barber has done signings for many years. Back in the era when you see tons of Tim Kerrs and Bobby Clarks and Bill Barbers and Bernie Perrants. And, obviously you don't see much license from them. So it was nice to get that. So I saw that. I'm like, let me grab that. So that'll be coming to you guys in the future. Can't wait to see what else I can grab for this next reload. But there we go. Congratulations on the Cam Atkinson. Closer mojo is real. I will see you guys back here on Sunday. Enjoy the late games tonight. Let's see if they can Minnesota and close them out. Is it still 3-2? 3-2, 4 minutes left. And Minnesota's looking to close that one out. So maybe the end of the road for Dallas. So thank you guys. I'll see you on Sunday. Waffle Board Breaks is out.